What's up, y'all? It's KingBritneyChanel and I'm back with another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be discussing Kay's younger brother and him basically telling his truth on Dr. Oz's show. Basically, Dr. Oz uploaded a small little snippet of a show that was recently done to his YouTube channel. So I'm going to be discussing, and giving my thoughts on some things that I feel like pertains to what's going on right now with this whole case situation. Before I get started, definitely make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video, hit that notification bell, and frequent the channel so that you receive all notifications of all videos that I drop. Let's get into my commentary on this.
I already know.
Alright, honey, so I'm back with this video. I had to bring this to y'all because Dr. Oz basically had a previous episode that he did with Carrie, who is the younger brother of Kay. And this, even though this episode passed, I kind of felt like not a lot of people talked about it, so I wanted to give my commentary on it. And basically what happened was I was basically perusing the internet, honey, and how recommendations work. The video popped up. So basically Dr. Oz uploaded like a 12 to 22 minute clip of Carrie talking about Kay and this whole situation. So anybody who does professional videos know that you're supposed to, have a teaser in the video where you show, like, you talk about like interesting things that were from the video or interesting moments that were in the video. Well, honey, what Carrie was saying in that little teaser clip before the little episode, got into motion or whatever, I was like, what? It was jaw-dropping, y'all. Like, he literally was like, I never allowed my daughters to be around Kay because I knew he had a problem. And I was like, wow, this is his brother saying this, yo. Like, this has to be the tea. This has to be truth. Not the tea, but this has to be truth. This has to be like true story because the brother is saying this. He has been saying this. He's been in other interviews too saying this. And he has not wavered or changed the story, like, from what I've seen. A lot of Kay's supporters, when Carrie does try to, speak or whatever on his brother's situation, it's always like, oh, he's jealous or whatever. And I'm just like, people are just so, like, rude. You know what I mean? Like, speaking on your fam is nothing wrong with that. Especially because you are very close to that person, so you know the behind the scenes, the inner workings of things, and you know what's the real juice, the real tea, and everything that's going on with the situation. Like, a person that's a fan is only going to be, like what a fan is, fanatic, and they're only going to be interested in what the image of the person is, and not necessarily, they don't know necessarily who the person is, who they admire or whatever. So, honey, I took notes on this because the stuff he was saying was wild. Like, basically, he let it be known how this whole, how Kay got to the point that he is, how he got to, like, to be, I would say the word he used, the monster that he is. So he mentioned their backstory of how they were used and what happened between, him and his older sister. It was a situation that happened. I'm not gonna really go into that, due to YouTube purposes, but that him acknowledging that situation and acknowledging that he was not okay. You get what I'm saying? He, Carrie himself was not okay what was going on. But Kay was. You get what I'm saying? He took it as, I guess, a badge of honor that this was happening. Because, sometimes people, they go, when that sort of thing happens to them, they go in two different directions. Some people, they don't ever want to go back down that road. And he said it. He said, how they say hurt people hurt other people. He basically said that he didn't want to go down that path. He didn't want to hurt other people. He chose to take a righteous path. I'm talking about Carrie. But K, on the other hand, he did not take that path. He decided that he just was going to go deeper and deeper down that path of, a path to destruction, because that's exactly what happened with it. So I took notes, honey, because I needed to bring this to y'all, honey. And if I sound a little tongue twisted and, all over the place a little bit, excuse me, because this was a deep situation. What he, the tea he spilled, the truth he told, was a deep situation. And when I'm talking about tea, I don't mean it in a gossipy type of way. I talk about tea, and when I say tea, it's like life's bitter moments. You get what I'm saying? The negative things that could happen in life, okay? It could be anything. But I feel like Yahweh's, promises, his blessings, him bringing you into all truth and perfecting you in the things that are of him, that is the honey of situations in life. Because tea is, bitter. Like, until you flavor it, like, unless it's a certain flavor, but most tea, especially if you Southern, it's bitter until you put something else in it, like, sugar, honey, or whatever additives you're going to use to, flavor your drink. Now, here are the notes. So the number one note was that it was amazing that he acknowledged that he would not allow his daughters to be around his own brother. And that's very telling, because a lot of people sitting around acting like, these people lying on him, they trying to put another brother down, and these people is just trying to set him up and all of the other stuff. Why would his own brother say that he wouldn't want his daughters around Kay? Why would Daryl, which was his, what was the dude? He wasn't a publicist, but y'all know he was managing Kay's little situation, publicity wise. He was trying to contain the situation and help him along with that. The way he was perceived in the media and trying to manage his situation. Not in a manager type of way, but like a PR type of way. But he wasn't a PR. Even he said, when he was excused from the, excused from the team, or he said he resigned, whatever he want to go with. Even he said he would not leave his daughter around a K. So all of these people are saying what they're saying. Why? What reason would they have to lie? You feel what I'm saying? What reason? They don't have no reason to lie. So basically, he goes down the whole memory lane, and he basically explains. He says that, excuse me, y'all. He says that him and Kay never got along because, he was younger. Your mama always asks you to, take your younger brother or sister with you everywhere you go. Or if y'all going outside, take such and such with you. Take little Nika with you down the block. Take Jaquan to the park with you. So Kay not wanting to take Carrie to the park. What ended up happening is they had put a swing that was, I guess, defective. They wrapped it around the pole because something was wrong with it. So he takes the liberty, Kay I'm talking about, to take it down and to put his little bro on a defective swing, and was swinging him high. And what ends up happening is he literally ends up in an accident type of situation where a reproductive situation left him with one. And y'all know, I'ma say, huevos, you only left with one. Okay, that's the polite way of me saying that. Okay, it's not funny, but that really shows a person's character. He was, a little younger, and that shows his mindset then that something was off in his mind, because who would do that to their younger sibling? Like, you didn't want to take him to the park, but you decide to be, I would say, dark and put him on a broken swing, and it caused a situation for him to where he was only left with one. Okay, that's what we talking about. One, reproductive situation. Okay, he was left with one. And so he was saying that even as they grew older and he would be on tour, Kay still kind of mocked him and laughed at him for everything. So it was like, really, like, really, dude, like, this is, see, this, everybody is, that don't know him, that's, you know, just fans of him, just say, oh, he's the nicest person, and all these other people is liars, and they just out to get money and all this other stuff. But his own brother said that he just wasn't rocking with him because of the dark side to him. And it, y'all, he spilled a lot of information. But two things that I definitely feel like molded him to the situation. The situation that he experienced with the older sister, definitely. And the situation that he encountered with the neighborhood man, and, you know, the $5,000 being accepted for that, because money is going to be talked about in, you know, briefly when I get down to the part of the nose. So, oh, the part that really had me was when he said, Dr. Oz was asking him, asking Carrie about their mama. You know, their mama went on to the glory. I think they said 25 years ago or so. She went on to the glory. And so he basically was asking about, you know, what do you think your mom would say about this situation? And so he basically said, and I wrote this down, he said that if his mama was you know, here with him, that she would be sitting right on the stage with him saying, I love my kids, but that's not what I raised. And I was like, I know that's right. Because honestly, all these people that ain't no kin to him, they, you know, they trying to keep a brother down and all this. Oh, he would never. If this dude saying his own mama would say this about the brother K, then what? I mean, what does that tell you? Like, if somebody's mama wouldn't even be in approval of what stuff that they doing, you know that it's just a sin and a shame what is going on with this whole situation. Like, if a person mom would be just looking at this whole situation, like, I cannot believe that I instill, you know, positive values in you. Like, you know, you going to church. I introduced you to God. I instilled these values in you, and you disgraced me and disappointed my name and my legacy like this. And I think in the community that we are in as original and melanated people, because we're not all kinfolk, all skinfolk ain't kinfolk, and we're not all related and intermingled like that. I don't care what they try to tell you. It's two royal families. It's either you from overseas or you from over here. That's just where that's at. So, you know, that's where that's at. That's a whole nother video. But what I'm saying is, it's sad that in the community, I would say in this culture, I'm gonna say in this culture over here, when it comes to original people, a lot of people, especially younger people or people from this particular culture, they don't necessarily care about, I would say, legacy and disgracing their legacy or their parents' name. You know, like, if you see other people from other cultures or other ethnicities, they are kind of like, they will not do certain stuff just because they don't want to be, you know, shamed in front of their family, or they don't want to bring shame to the house of such and such or their family's name. But not over here, honey. People be sitting there co-signing this mess. You have grown people, honey, co-signing this foolishness. Like, it is just a shame how these people make excuses for this. Like, it's like the first step, like Carrie was saying, the first step is admitting that you have a problem. And that was the interesting part, because he was asked, you know, if he thought that his brother was going to spend the rest of life, you know, where he's at. I know where he's at. And he's basically said, and, you know, in regards to his brother, he basically said, if he doesn't come clean, he will probably spend the rest of his life. And then the interesting part, he was like, if they offer him, you know, a deal, he basically said he doesn't know if his brother would take the deal, because he doesn't like to admit, he doesn't want to admit that he did anything. And that's a lot of people's problem. A lot of people cannot get delivered and healed from stuff because they can't admit, that they, where they went wrong or where everything went wrong. Like, it's, a person can have sympathy for him in the fact that, okay, what happened with your older sister happened. But where I can't get with is that you just decided to go totally off the rails and affect other people instead of going to get help for yourself, or somebody in his family going to get help for old boy. Because I can't get with no mess like that, and I ain't gonna make excuses for nobody. Like, you don't have the right because something happened to you to go out and be doing this mess to other folks. Like, that's just not how that go. So let me get back to my notes, y'all. So then on the clip, he talks about the little 2008 situation and Kay beating that 2008 situation. He said Carrie said he called him, and what happened was he called him and he said, God is giving you a second chance. You could tell that this man is Carrie is very spiritual and very into having a relationship with God. So he's like, God gave you a second chance, to do the right thing and to turn your life around. And he basically said, I wrote it down. He said that Kay responded with, God didn't help him beat his case. His money did. So can you imagine how arrogant you have to be? Or, I don't know, because if you know that you went and paid off people, and that's the way I could see you saying that, or it's either you're arrogant and people, when they do become celebrity, money does become a deity to them. Like, they just anything for the clout, anything for the money. And so as long as that's why God or Yahweh, the Most High God, does not build you, up overnight how some of these celebrities is overnight, because you will start to rely too much on that. Ooh, so let me read to y'all, honey, the transcript so y'all could get the whole tea on this whole episode. Y'all gonna have to go and watch it, but basically it says here, Kay's younger brother speaks out about they family secret, okay? And it says Carrie opens up about the situation that he and Kay experienced at the hands of their older sister during their youth. And it says plus he gives details of Kay's I would say dark side that he says has always been present. And he did, like I said, he did give examples. So y'all definitely can go to, Dr. Oz's website as well as YouTube to talk about, or to look at it and to see what I'm talking about. And if y'all see, like I said, that I'm all over the place, it's because when I watch this, you would literally be like, wow, this dude is really, like, he's been saying this. He's been out here speaking, these facts, speaking the truth, telling his testimonial, and trying to explain to people, this situation that I feel like it's a generational thing, because in other interviews, Carrie has opened up about this, and this is like, wow, like, one person in the family, this could have happened to, because I feel like, who's to say it didn't happen to the sister, and a continuation of things going on there. But this is definitely a sad situation, and it's definitely making me have more sympathy and empathy for these women and different people who got pulled into the situation, unfortunately, due to naivete, due to them, even if they wanted to start out being celebrities or whatever, like, it's just like, this is why people should really take the time to get to know people, because people are not necessarily who you think they are. Like, you could have the most, your favorite celebrity, or your favorite person at work that you think is this, that, or the third, and they could be totally different from that. And I feel like if people just take more time to, number one, spend more time with Yahweh. Spend more time to get the spirit of discernment so that you do not get bamboozled, hoodwinked, and led astray. Cause this is just wild. Like, I felt sad for Kay's brother, but ultimately happy at the same time because he's acknowledging what his situation is. He was so humble on there speaking too. Like, you could tell he really cares about his brother. He really cares about his sister. You could tell like he has like a spirit of forgiveness where so he will be willing to forgive, but he ultimately knows that his brother has to answer for a lot of things that he has done. And to me, it's just straight like, I don't understand. Like, literally, if you look at from 1991 or 1991 till 2020, come on, it's just very clear to see. Anything else is just like an excuse. Like, I mean, even if one person is lying, that doesn't mean that a person that's over here is not telling the truth. You feel what I'm saying? So to have that logic, it's like all of the people with these paperwork, these NDAs where they can't talk about certain stuff. Some of these people had to take, like I said, lie detector tests. And you're not going to keep paying people if you're really not out here doing stuff. You would be like, what? Speaking crazy on my name? What? Let me get counseled so we could counsel the situation. And then I'm going to, because you want to speak crazy on my name, I'm going to go ahead and try to get some money off you now. So it's just like, we haven't seen him really come for anybody about his name. I've noticed that. Some of you as subscribers, y'all have said before that y'all have noticed that Kay has not came for anybody surrounding his name. And the reason why I feel is that you open up the door for that. You're going to be opening up the door for them to talk about other situations and different things and to provide, different proofs and things that people would be able to provide. You get what I'm saying? And then, it's just, this is a sad situation. I felt, bad when he started to talk about his childhood situation and that swing situation. Because it's like the fact that his brother had that side to him, that's like, who could do that? Who could put their younger brother on a defective swing, and it caused a situation to where he had to go to get treatment, help. He had to go get help for that whole situation. Like, and his reproductive situation left him with that. So just one of them. Like, I just was like, yo, this dude, he's gonna have a lot to answer for, and hopefully, while he's there in that place, because a lot of people, when they are, away from other people, they have time to some people reflect on how they're gonna get better if they have that opportunity to come back out to the outside. But some people, they reflect on, their errors eventually. And, when you're still and you don't have nowhere to go, that's definitely a time where, Yahweh can minister to you and to get you the tools and the things that you need. Because him having access to money and, access to fly people different places and access to employ people and stuff like this, that pattern would have continued to go. And I believe that the brother, Kerry, knew that. And I believe that that's why, he responded in the way that he responded. He was like, everybody has to be accountable. It's like you reap what you sow, is what he was trying to say. Like, whatever you put out there, because he said this in interviews, that's what you're going to receive back. You can't just be out here thinking that you're going to, be saying this about a person, speaking bad on a person over here and think that's not going to come back to you. You can't be out here trying to do somebody, dirt and think that's not going to come back to you. You can't be out here doing this. Everything that you do, you're going to have to give an account for. And it's just like, it's consequences for every action. And nothing comes to you without a cause. And the opening of this whole situation, it going back to the older sister and everything that happened with that, that was opening up the door for that spirit to be on him. That's why when he was looking at that poster, because when Carrie was on the L Time little series and he said that his brother was looking at the poster. I don't know if that was the other brother or him, but one of them said that Kay was looking at the poster of himself, and he was like, "That's a, that's, how you say that's a bad, how they say a bad shut your mouth." That's how he was looking at the poster, but he's looking at a poster of himself describing, himself as a way, and that's because whatever happened to him when he was a youth could have caused some personality situations and some entities to be introduced to him, and he ended up introducing, I would say, some of these other young women to this sort of lifestyle, and that's why we seen Joy in that, to me, in that state that she was in at the condo. I was like, yo, like the screaming that she was doing, the flailing, just her face just growling up. I was like, oh no, I'm praying for these folks, because this is serious. I think a lot of people, they may be K supporting and just, I guess, to get people that like K, that they know that it's fans of K. But if people really was taking this situation serious, they would know that this is serious. This man, he needed help, yo. He doesn't need celebrity, he needs help. And that's what the brother was saying. Whether he spend his life there or he goes and gets, help at a facility, that's what need to happen. Because sometimes you have to, people have to save themselves from themselves. And the only way that you could do that is if you away from other people. Sometimes you have to be stopped. And that's what happened. And I think, that phrase, God ain't give me a second chance. God ain't helped me beat that case. My money did. So I feel like that statement alone tells you that it was clearly something going on to the left in his mind. And it was no humility there. He was getting puffed up every time he was getting away with different stuff. And it all came tumbling down like a house of cards. So, the prideful people have a huge fall. So that was the one sin that, was able to get to heaven. And that got, old boy, the enemy, ejected up out of there for pride. So you have to be able to admit your faults and admit when you're wrong, and you have to be humble always. Because any prideful situation, that's exactly what, the enemy will do. He will get you to think, that you prospering in your own eyes and doing something. That's why he was out there gloating, saying that his money helped him. Never mind the fact that Yahweh had gave him a gift. He blew that extra air into his windpipe to be able to give him a gift to be able to sing. And he decided to misuse his gift and then decide to get, I would say cocky and arrogant and say, oh, he didn't help me, my money did. And that's where he messed up at. When money become a god to you, that's when you messing up. When you start thinking that you prospering in your own eyes and you building your foundation on sand instead of a rock. Y'all know the name, what's one of the disciples? Peter. That, I think that's Peter. I think his name means Yahweh is his rock or whatever. But you got to build your foundation on a solid foundation. And building your foundation on Yahweh is a solid foundation, because you constantly have to go to him and consult him for wisdom and knowledge. Because the words say that his people perish due to the lack of knowledge. So when you puffed up and you believing in your own self that you can make things happen on your own, Yahweh sit right back and watch the whole situation. All right, let me take my hand and my grace off this situation. Oh, your money helped you? And this whole situation fell down like a house of cards. Honey, the air blew and the whole house that was built on sand came crumbling down. And look at all these people scattering. The people want to talk. People want to make deals. People want to talk about, oh, they knew it was wrong, but they didn't think he was gonna go through with certain stuff. This whole situation, honey, is y'all definitely need to just make sure y'all check out that clip that was posted. If y'all seen the episode, the full episode, y'all let me know what y'all's thoughts were on the episode with Kay's brother Carrie, being, interviewed by Dr. Oz. Y'all let me know. It's KingBritneyChanel. Definitely make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all soon on the next video. Hey honeys, thank you for watching my video, and if you haven't, definitely make sure you check out my Teespring, KingBritneyChanel Couture, where you can find my latest merch. I upload a lot of new designs frequently, so definitely make sure you check it out. We have mugs, we have wall tapestries, canvas art, pillows, fleece blankets, apparel, and so much more. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all on my next video.